Welcome to the Church of Thomas. Judging a book by its cover. 1-8-10. Now, by now, pretty much everybody has heard of Susan Boyle. But when I was first sent this clip of her interesting performance in that talent show in Britain, I was struck by many things that were going on. There was an expectation, because of her superficial appearance, that she was going to sound like a frog, she was going to have the grace of a rock, and she would probably fall flat on her face, and they were so pleased that they were finally going to have some fun entertainment making fun of somebody. I think that it is important for people to look beyond the surface. How many times have you seen somebody who did not appear a certain way, and you're just shocked that they can create something that you could never think of creating, who could do something that you could only in your wildest dreams hope to be half as good at? Susan Boyle fell into this category, and I was admiring her courage to get out in front of this crowd where these people, all of them in the audience, were rolling their eyes and chuckling behind their hands and just totally rude and obscene until she opened her mouth. And then these damned hypocrites were suddenly enthralled. I think that it is amazing to me that somebody can be so totally off base to start with and have the nerve to be friendly and, outgoing and wonderful the next second when they find out you have something to give them. She has a gift. And frankly, with her operatic possibilities, I wish her well. She obviously has a talent that she has been practicing all of her life, which apparently didn't get put in her bio, that she had been singing in the choir as a single artist as well as part of a group since she was very small. And just because her life history had been different than what the people in the audience had had, they judged her. I think it's important never to judge somebody until you have a reason to understand why they fit your category of what you're thinking of them. This first impression thing was obviously very wrong for these people. Hebrews 10:32 through 35. Remember those early days after you had received the light, when you stood your ground in the great contest in the face of suffering. Sometimes you were publicly exposed to insult and persecution. At other times you stood side by side with those who were so treated. You sympathized with those in prison and joyfully accepted the confiscation of your property because you knew that you yourselves had better and lasting possessions. And Reconciler, Gospel of Thomas, verse 26. Jesus said, "Forget the sawdust in your brother's eye until you can have the wisdom to remove the beam from your own eye. Then you will see more clearly how to remove the sawdust from your brother's eye." I think it's important to understand that the only way that everyone's talent can be expressed is if we give people a chance and don't ridicule them before they even open their mouth like they did with Susan Boyle. I think that it is amazing that the character of this woman will probably continue to develop because she had the courage to risk ridicule, to stand in judgment from other people, and to risk horrible failure. Her background was basically very ordinary, except it lacked what a lot of people thought of as regular life. She had a cat. Well, I've had cats. She's a spinster. Well, as being a lesbian, I probably would be listed as a spinster too. She's a church helper. Well, I have too. She's never been kissed. Can't say that. But the thing is that she was living her own righteousness. And they judged her because it didn't fit the mold they expected of her when she opened her mouth. Don't go judging books by their cover. God bless the whole world, no exceptions. Angel.